मई की रात को हमने पुख्ता जानकारी मिली कि पाक किसी भी उचित और वैध टारगेट के ना होने के कारण भारतीय सैन्य ठिकानों को और सिविल इलाकों को, खास तौर पर धार्मिक स्थलों को निशाना बनाएगा। 8 मई की सुबह को अंधेरे में पाक ने अनुमान अनुसार ड्रोन और मिसाइल के जरिए से सभी सैन्य एवं सिविल ठिकानों पे और खास तौर पे गोल्डन टेम्पल पे भारी तादाद से ड्रोन का हमला किया। आर्मी एयर डिफेंस के सतर्क और सशक्त योद्धाओं ने पाकिस्तान के नापाक इरादों को पूरी तरीके से ध्वस्त करते हुए ड्रोन और मिसाइल हमले को पूरी तरह से विफल कर दिया और हमने गोल्डन टेम्पल पे एक आंच भी नहीं आने दी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We told you first that it had been the Golden Temple on target. We told you first that after Pahalgam and trying to communally divide India was the agenda of Pakistan. That is exactly what they wanted to do, targeting Golden Temple. To target and to say that India was literally coming off at its seams. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the Golden Temple in Amritsar has 4 entrance gates? It symbolizes that its doors are open to everyone of all faiths, castes and ethnicities. It is this very symbol of India's unity and inclusivity which came under attack by Pakistan in the early hours of 8th of May in the darkness before the dawn. The cowardly Pakistani army under Asim Munir tried to strike with armed drones and missiles. But the Indian army stood as a shield, ensuring that there was not one scratch on our holy golden temple, Harmandir Sahib. When Pakistan strikes at the core of our faith, we will respond with valor and unity, was the message that came from India. While our braves can shield us from outside attacks, but what about the attacks on our unity from within? When India united, the India bloc played to Pakistan's script. Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, posted saying that External Affairs Minister Jaishankar's silence on informing Pakistan is damning. His party has been claiming that the Modi Sarkar forewarned Pakistan before they struck the terror dens in Pakistan. Rahul Gandhi goes on to ask, how many aircraft did we lose because Pakistan knew this? This wasn't a lapse, it was a crime. The PIB fact-checked him, saying that India warned Pakistan only after the first strike and not before. But Rahul Gandhi's generals continue to spin the web of fakery. Today, Pawan Khera, the head of the media department of the Congress party, called it Sindoor ka Sauda and said the centre let terror overlords Hafiz, Saeed and Masood Azhar escape. Listen in to this diatribe.
कि समस्या बॉर्डर पे नहीं है, समस्या दिल्ली में है। उसी समस्या के बारे में आज हम आपसे चर्चा कर रहे हैं कि ये समस्या दिल्ली में है, जो पाकिस्तान को पहले ही सूचित कर देती है कि पाकिस्तान हम आ रहे हैं, थोड़ा देख लेना। सिंदूर से सौदा मंजूर नहीं है, देश के प्रति गद्दारी मंजूर नहीं है, वो कोई हो। If we have forewarned Pakistan, then obviously most of the terrorists like Azhar Masood, like Hafiz Saeed would have escaped. Why did we allow that?
Let's show you how Rahul Gandhi and the Congress played into the hands of Pakistan. The BJP has cited this Pakistani channel for whom Rahul Gandhi is now the poster boy. Watch for yourself.
इतने भारतीय तैयारे तबाह हुए। भारतीय ऑपोजिशन लीडर राहुल गांधी का मोदी सरकार से एक बार फिर सवाल। भारतीय वजीर खारजा जयशंकर के इस दावे पर कि भारत ने पाकिस्तान को हमलों की पेशगी इत्तला दी थी। राहुल गांधी बोले, जयशंकर की खामोशी सिर्फ मानी खेज नहीं बल्कि तबाहकुन है। जयशंकर के बयान की वीडियो दोबारा पोस्ट करते हुए राहुल गांधी ने कहा वो फिर सवाल करेंगे कि पाकिस्तान को ऑपरेशन का पता न होने की वजह से भारत ने कितने तैयारों का नुकसान उठाया?
ये खामी नहीं, ये जुर्म है। मजीद कहा कि कौम को सच जानने का हक है।
Today on the NewsHour Fact Check, I'll let you, the viewer, sift facts from Congress's political rhetoric. Listen in to the exact words of the External Affairs Minister, which is in line with what our DGMO said. Both say that after the first strike on Pakistan's terror dens, India warned Pakistan, not before. Don't believe the political spin? Well, rely only on facts.
At the start of the operation, we had sent a message to Pakistan saying we are striking at terrorist infrastructure. We are not striking at the military. So the military has an option of standing out and not interfering in this process. They chose not to take that good advice.
Even though we did attempt to reach out and communicate our compulsions to strike at the heart of terror to my counterpart in the immediate wake of Operation Sindoor, the request was brusquely turned down, with an intimation that a severe response was inevitable and in the offing. Of course, prepared.
When it comes to Pakistan, Rahul Gandhi's allies too failed to put up a united front. True to the Sabka Saath spirit, the centre wanted the opposition leaders to be part of a delegation to go and tell the world and reveal the aim and objectives fulfilled by Operation Sindoor and to call out Pakistan's fakery. But the Congress party is miffed that Shashi Tharoor, Gaurav Gogoi, Manish Tiwari have been picked up and not others like the members they have chosen. Mamata Banerjee too claimed that there was no consensus on the selection and asked Yusuf Pathan, chosen by the government, to opt out. Uddhav Sena called it a tourism program and called for its boycott. Interestingly, their own alliance partner Sharad Pawar schooled the opposition and told them to put the nation before internal politics. Listen in.
I said that they cannot decide the name. If they request us, the mother party, the party will decide the name. This is the customary, this is the system.
ये एक टूरिज्म प्रोग्राम चल रहा है ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के नाम पर, टेररिज्म के नाम पर। हाँ, ये टूर एंड ट्रैवल कंपनी खोल दी है, अभी जरूरत नहीं है।
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रश्न जगह था क्या मेरा पक्षीय भूमिका एजेंसी में से।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Motorola legitimate question we are asking on the NewsHour tonight: is Congress echoing Pakistan to target Modi? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the NewsHour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political commentator, Sushant Sareen, senior fellow at the Observer Research Foundation. Also joining the debate, Vivek Srivastava, political analyst, Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, making a comeback after a long absence. So, welcome to the show. But my first question goes to Nikhil Jain, political analyst, supports the Congress party. And Nikhil Jain, I want to ask you, calling your own country, calling your own government a mole, a mukbir, calling them gaddars, is that really the way the Congress wants to go?
At the start of the operation, we had sent a message to Pakistan saying we are
playing the bite by the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, where he said that at the start of the operation we had communicated to Pakistan. So unless the Foreign Affairs Minister is saying that the first strikes happened after the start of the operation, before the start of the operation, what he's clearly saying is that Pakistan was informed before Pakistan was first struck. Now the questions being asked of the opposition are being questions asked of the government, not of the nation. Navika, today you and your viewers have to make a strong, decisive choice whether you stand with the Indian Armed Forces and this country or do you stand with the BJP? Isn't it a fact that a BJP member from Haryana has been found spying for Pakistan? Isn't it a fact that a person in DRDO who was linked with the BJP and RSS was found spying? Isn't it a fact that multiple people over the past few months, over the past few years have been caught spying for the ISI or for Pakistani agencies, people who were connected with the BJP? What Rahul Gandhi is asking are very legitimate questions. See, our forces showed absolute valor when they struck terror camps and obliterated the buildings and the infrastructure of those terrorists. But what Rahul Gandhi now is asking the government is, what about the equipment losses? Because we may have won militarily, but we are losing diplomatically. Not a single country stood with India. Because the kind of sullying of diplomatic relations under this sun, that terror state was being supported, but we were not being supported. And this is a clear-cut failure of the Modi government. Pakistan is going around the world chest thumping as if they have, downed 1 Rafale, 2 Rafale, 5 Rafale, God knows how many Rafales they claim to down. Now the government of India needs to come out and tell the world that no, Pakistan, you do not have it in you to down our Rafales. But the government of India is shy-stepping that. They are not clearly saying that Donald Trump has no right to interfere between India and Pakistan. It's a bilateral issue. Kashmir is a bilateral issue. It's not an international issue. Donald Trump or America or Uncle Sam is not our big daddy. He's not going to tell us how are things to be mediated, how is a ceasefire to questions that the leader of opposition is raising, and the
may I bring to your notice, Nikhil Jain, that when the Congress party has put out the statement of Dr. Jaishankar, it has edited, it has omitted the initial bit where he makes it very clear. You can keep shaking your hand, but that's not what it is. I will play out the original comment and the comment played out by the Congress party. And when you say that India is a country that can take care of its own, I wish you had reminded Rahul Gandhi that when he went abroad and told people democracy is in danger in India, why doesn't the West intervene? Why doesn't it support and save the institutions? Maybe he forgot it then and maybe he remembers it only now. But Shehzad Poonawala, questions raised by Nikhil Jain, please respond to it. Nikhil Jain, you've had your opening statement. Please listen to the response coming from Shehzad.
I hope Nikhil will be gentlemanly and will not interrupt me like I heard him out patiently. First of all, I just thought that Pakistani had bad English comprehension skills, but clearly Congress not only matches them in state of delulu and delusion and deception, but also in the state of affairs as far as English is concerned. Having said that, forget my version. Rahul Gandhi, first of all, is an industrial scale liar. He's been called out for his lies by the Supreme Court on Rafale. He's been called out for his lies on Savarkar by a Supreme Court. He's been called out for his lies on privatization of railways. So he's an industrial scale liar, borrowing that term from Anand Ranganathan. But having said that, today, when the Pakistani YouTube channels have been banned, Rahul Gandhi has taken the onus upon himself to become the official content creator of Pakistan. Maybe he thinks LOP means leader of Pakistani propaganda rather than leader of opposition. Having said that, now let me come to the fact check. The fact check was done by the DGMO. It's exactly in the same alignment. The MEA. You don't believe that also? Let me quote to you a former soldier, a major general, a veteran. I knew Rahul Gandhi was mentally but never expected him to be totally dumb. DGMO of ADGPI mentioned that post-strikes on terror camps, they left a message on the hotline of hitting terrorist camps, not army. And this is exactly what has been said by the MEA as well. This is Major General Harsha Kakkar. Now I am hoping that you at least believe the Major General, but perhaps in your comprehension he is a Sadak ka Gunda, so you perhaps won't believe. I'll tell you what is Saudebazi and what is actually doing Gaddari. Navika, I want to bring a very big fact to your channel today. In 1974, when we got our nuclear power, the first time it was offered by Indira Gandhi to Pakistan. And she said that I am happy to offer it to Prime Minister Bilawal Bhutto, and it has been published in the Times of India in 2013. Not now, in 2013. If it was false, and because they rely on everything American, it's in the WikiLeaks cable, why didn't they take action? After that, you know what is Gaddari? When you had 93,000 prisoners of war in 1971, you give them to Pakistan, you give back 15,000 square kilometers, and you don't even take 54 of your soldiers. You know what is intervention, Navika? You go to United Nations in 1948 against Patelji's advice and make Kashmir an international issue. You then allow in 1966 Tashkent, Soviet Union to broker a deal between India and Pakistan, and we know how upset Lal Bahadur Shastri was with that. You know what is Gaddari, Navika? IWT was brokered by whom? World Bank. The same World Bank president when he was in India this time, when we suspended IWT, he said, I have nothing to do with it. You know, Navika, what is intervention? When Rahul Gandhi goes on foreign soil and says that the democracy in India is collapsing, and therefore US and UK should intervene. And therefore, Navika, I just have one last question, that, you know, they say that we have been standing with the government. We are there and we are supporting the actions of the government and the armed forces. So please, Mr. Nikhil Jain, yesterday's statement, Karnataka Congress MLA, Operation Sindoor was show off. What action you took on them? Mr. Sunny, surgical strike was not done. I do not believe the proof. Ajay Rai, whatever he played along with the toy Rafale, what action did you take on him? What action did you take on Tariq Karra, who said we should talk to Pakistan on the table? What action did you take on Mr. Siddaramaiah, who said that no action should be taken on Pakistan? What action did you take on Saifuddin Soos, who said let's trust Pakistan when it says it has not done the terror attack? What action did you take on those who said that Hindutva is responsible, not Pakistan, for Pahalgam attack? And therefore, Mr. Nikhil Jain, the point of the matter is only this, that आप और कांग्रेस और पाकिस्तान बोले एक ही जुबान, दो शरीर एक जान. कांग्रेस पाकिस्तान को बताए भाईजान और सेना का करे अपमान, यही कांग्रेस की पहचान.
Nikhil, counter.
Can I get a small response? Thank you so much. First of all, I think Shehzad is a big believer of Hitler's propaganda manager, propaganda minister Goebbels, that repeat a lie so many times that it becomes the truth. Siddaramaiah never said that no action should be taken against Pakistan. He very clearly said that Pakistan should face strict action, but I am not pro-war, which is the stand of the government of India. He talks about 93,000 prisoners of war in 1971 war. He forgets the fact that we took 93,000 prisoners of war. We broke Pakistan into two. We had them surrender. Your government hasn't yet been able to caught the terrorists who did the Pahalgam attack, or countless other terrorists who have done the countless terror attacks in the past 10 years of this government. You talk about World Bank, you could not even delay the 2.4 billion loan that was extended to Pakistan while they were attacking Indians with drones after we were striking after a terror attack.
Nikhil Jain, I think the, you know, telling you anything new is not going to help, because the DGMO has given a briefing of the air bases, 11 air bases that have been destroyed. There have been damage that has been caused in Kairana Hills in the nuclear. Now either you listen to me or you can go on speaking, because I certainly do not have the attributes that you have as a congressman of hearing and speaking at the same time. मेरे से एक ही काम एक बार में होता है. I can only do one thing at a time. So kindly please allow me. I'm not so ambidextrous to hear and speak at the same time. I'm telling you, the 11 bases have been destroyed. Maybe you miss seeing the pictures. Maybe I can play them out for you. Maybe you've not even heard the briefing of the military when they told us about the 9 terror camps and 100 terrorists being killed in those attacks. Maybe you didn't quite know that Harmandir Sahib was on target. Maybe you just want to create a kind of spin that you are, but let me get in Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, is it 1 minute? Nikhil Jain, you know, verbal diarrhea ka cure mere paas nahi hai. Please allow me to get in the other panelists. I can't have only one panelist speaking, sir. Please kindly appreciate the job of an anchor also, other than always trying to find fault with them.
Navika, now that he's made so many points, let me just have 5 seconds.
Could you hear it?
Just 5 seconds. I could hear 5 seconds. Nikhil, then 5 seconds. I have explained in my letter to Prime Minister Bhutto the peaceful nature and economic purpose of this experiment, and I have stated that India is willing to share her nuclear technology with Pakistan in the same way as it is willing to share with other countries. You wanted to share our nuclear technology with Pakistan? You are a traitor. Condemn this.
Well,
you
are a traitor. Condemn this.
Shehzad,
condemn this.
Are you
condemn
a 12-year-old child that you don't understand these basic things?
Basic things. You wanted to share nuclear technology with Pakistan. That's the basic thing.
All right.
My goodness, the world admitting.
Shehzad, when we were developing nuclear missiles and nuclear bombs, we were fooling the world.
Let India decide whether giving nuclear technology to Pakistan was Gaddari, or whether editing and putting out the statement of the Foreign Affairs Minister is Gaddari. But let me bring in Ghanshyam Tiwari. Ghanshyam Tiwari ji. The question,
did we give the technology to them?
You offered it. You offered it.
Nikhil Jain, I'm sorry, but I'll have to lower your fader, because you can't be the only person speaking like the Pope from the pulpit. Please. Ghanshyam Tiwari. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to ask you. I'm asking you a simple question. At a time when India is in a war-like situation and Operation Sindoor has not been suspended, Should opposition parties, you have the right to ask questions, so let's not even go there. I completely agree the opposition must ask questions. But is the timing important? Is it important at this point to know how many aircraft have been shot down, or is it important for us to get the results and put up a united front in front of the entire world, for which the government has chosen to send 7 delegations? Are we going to crib about every small thing? Isko kyun chuna, usko kyun nahi chuna? Why are you choosing this person from this party? Why not that? Aren't these people representatives of the political parties from which they have been chosen? Are they not senior members? Is Shashi Tharoor not senior? Is Anand Sharma not senior? Is Salman Khurshid, a former external affairs minister, not senior enough? Is Manish Tiwari, an expert on foreign affairs, not senior enough? What is the problem? Why is the opposition finding such problems and such things to oppose the government at this time? So much so that they begin to feature in the dossier that Pakistan presents to the world.
Good evening, Navika, to you, the viewers, and my fellow co-panelists. Entire nation is ashamed of you. We don't need apology. This is Supreme Court to BJP leader Vijay Shah. Has any action been taken against him? Or Devda? Tomorrow he can stand up and say that हमने आपके भाई को बीजेपी का national spokesperson बना दिया on Shehzad and quote his own articles that he has written on Modi and RSS and Savarkar and BJP. So for BJP to now suddenly stand up and say that we want to take the entire nation forward is a sham. As far as the opposition is concerned, we stood behind the Prime Minister. When the Prime Minister decided to attack Pakistan, we stood behind the Prime Minister. We did not come up with these kind of statements that makes the entire nation ashamed of a BJP minister, and because he was not fired from his job, the entire BJP. As far as opposition is concerned, we believe that this is an important movement in Operation Sindoor, because Pakistan went into this war being seen as a failed state across the world, a country that sponsors terrorism, terrorists who kill brutally innocent people, and they came out of this war with an IMF loan, giving state funeral to a terrorist, getting support from some of their allies, getting a tweet from Donald Trump saying that great leaders of India and Pakistan, we will give you trade. There's a lot that has to be done by India at a diplomatic level across the world. And as opposition, we clearly believe that when Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh said clearly that our strength is our secularism, our strength is our democracy, and we will respond to every terrorist location that Pakistan has, the entire nation stood behind them. It is BJP that is watering down the resolve of the country, and when the parliament meets, if the Prime Minister calls for parliament, a number of these questions will be raised. I don't think that Shehzad Poonawala of all people can sit here and call late Prime Minister traitor. It is a shame that BJP has such national spokespersons who can come on a national channel and call Prime Minister Indira Gandhi a traitor. She was blown away to smithereens. She's a shaheed of this nation. She's the bravest one of the bravest prime ministers India has had. She ensured that Pakistan is changed forever geographically, even though United States was continuously threatening India. And for Shehzad, who has served Congress for multiple years, come here on national channel, and every one of us sit here quietly. I think tomorrow, the same people in court can also say that entire nation is ashamed of you, Shehzad, to call Indira Gandhi.
All right. Yes, Shehzad, I'm giving you the opportunity. Your name has been taken at least 5 times. Please respond.
And I hope my dear friend Ghanshyam, who's made a comeback after a few weeks or months, will have the patience to listen to me. Ghanshyam, I did not even use the terms that your leaders used during the emergency when for 19 months, your senior most leader right now, because earlier you were in a different party, right now your senior leader was put in jail. I don't want to go by the terminology used for Indira ji back then. Having said that, you go and read about it. There's a lot of flowery language that was used for her. Anyways, I have called her actions the actions of a traitor, just like you have a right to call the government, and forget the government, you're labeling the DGMO's actions as such. And not the first time. Ram Gopal Yadav ka naam suna hai na sir? Pulwama was done for votes. आप मोदी को गाली दो, आप शहजाद को ही गाली देते हैं. हम तो ठहरे पसमानदा मुसलमान. पर आप बताइए, would the armed forces do this for votes? पुलवामा सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक में आपके नेताओं का क्या स्टैंड था? अबू आजमी का कुछ नहीं हुआ. चील कौवे मरे बालाकोट में आपका ये स्टैंड है। और पहलगाम में सर, फॉरगेट द ओल्ड स्टेटमेंट्स, लाल बिहारी यादव स्लाइटली हायर इन पोजीशन देन यू बिकॉज द नेता प्रतिपक्ष इन द विधान परिषद। ये पहलगाम पॉलिटिकल ढंग से करवाया गया। क्या गजब का स्टैंड है, गजब का स्टैंड लिया है आपने। पाकिस्तान को पहले ही दिन पे यूपी की असेंबली के जो नेता प्रतिपक्ष है क्लीन चिट दे रहे हैं, और यहां पर रुकते तो भी बात ठीक थी। आपके एक के बाद एक स्टेटमेंट, अखिलेश यादव एयरबेस पे, आदमपुर एयरबेस पे, वेयर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर वेंट टू बस्ट द पाकिस्तानी प्रोपेगेंडा दैट इट हैज बीन डिस्ट्रॉयड, ही सेज इट इज नॉट अ सेल्फी पॉइंट. The same Akhilesh Yadav says, I don't trust UP ATS. He has trust on whom we know. Then the Samajwadi Party statement, which was made on the caste of the brave lady officer Vyomika Singh, has been supported by Udit Raj. At least the BJP, there is a procedural action will take place. There is a moral action which we are saying we do not stand by that statement. Now I challenge you. Condemn Ram Gopal Yadav's statement where he has referred in the very derogatory way to the caste of the officer Vyomika Singh. Instead, you are defending it and saying that it is a correct statement. This is the difference between you standing on a high moral ground and only giving lectures and sermons, and me actually walking the talk. But I'll come back to it again. Indira Gandhi did offer it. It has not been controverted by Mr. Nikhil Jain. He said, diya to nahi. So are you saying the act of offering is a good act? Just say yes or no.
But let me differ with you, Shehzad Poonawalla, on Vijay Shah issue. On Vijay Shah issue,
Sure.
the Supreme Court has come down heavily.
Absolutely.
What you're talking about walking the talk, that man, the minute that
Navika.
statement, 1 minute, let me complete. The minister in Madhya Pradesh, the minute that statement was out of his mouth, he should have been sacked as a minister. You didn't need the Supreme Court to give you the whiplash that it gave you today.
Just 10
but,
seconds.
But this
Just
is
10
not
seconds.
called walk the talk.
No, I'm not
this is not called
just
walk
10
the
seconds.
talk.
Just 10 seconds. Navika, just 10 seconds. I completely endorse what you're saying. But having said that, I'm just saying
Endorse
that...
कर रहे हो,
हाँ,
लेकिन
सुन तो
sack
लीजिए-
नहीं कर रहे हो,
सुन
ये
तो ली-
क्या है?
सुन तो लीजिए,
Lip
मैं आपको
service.
बता रहा हूँ ना मैम, लिप सर्विस की बात ही नहीं है. I am saying that you have two fronts to work on, the moral front and the procedural front. You can claim that procedural front something has not been done, something more should be done. Moral front, I just want सड़क का गुंडा बोलने वाले माफी मांगे. एक बार जो पुलवामा वोट के लिए हुआ वो माफी मांगो. एक बार तो मांग लो. एक बार राम गोपाल यादव के स्टेटमेंट को मॉरल फ्रंट पर तो कंडेम करो.
आनंद रंगनाथन.
खून नहीं दे रहे थे 1962 वॉर में, ये चीनी के साथ खड़े थे विवेक श्रीवास्तव की पार्टी वाले और खून देने को तैयार नहीं थे. ये हमको समझा रहे हैं. सेना का सम्मान.
All right, Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan. The foreign minister is a gaddar, he's a mukbir. Mukbir is actually a mole. Now, those are the statements that are coming from our opposition parties. You know, would you call this a new law in the middle of a war? Operation Sindoor is suspended, it's not over. These kind of statements, the demand on Twitter to ask kitne plane gir gaye, is this the right time for this questioning of the government, or do you think this could have waited for a time when the operation was formally over?
30 minutes into the debate. Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I'll be brief because there are two other panelists who haven't had their chance yet. I can see my good friend Vivek out there as one of the panelists. And I have to say this, even though we differ on a lot of issues, I have tremendous respect for Vivek and the erudite fashion in which he expounds his views. So I thank Vivek for being on the panel. Through you, Navika, can I please ask him a question if it's possible?
Please, be my guest.
Thank you. Good evening, Vivek. Just one question to you. I have just paid you effusive compliments.
Jeez.
The question is, did I give you this compliment after the start of the debate or before the start of the debate?
No, I do not know if it is a compliment. I think it is more of a satire than a compliment. That is how I'm taking it.
Please answer the question. Did I give you the compliment after the start of the debate or before the start of the debate?
I answered you.
What is the answer?
Mistrust.
No, I mean the debate is in process. If the debate,
Right.
the debate,
Navika, do I need to explain any further?
Yes. In the middle of the debate, you give the answer. So what?
Thank you. Now, Navika, are things clear, or do I need to explain this further?
No, please explain. Please choose your path.
Right. So just as Mr. Jaishankar said, now it is a pity that Congress people, science to aati nahi hai, Angrezi comprehension bhi nahi aati. क्या करें, स्पोर्ट्स कोटा से ही तो आएंगे ना. लेकिन सिचुएशन ये है, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द डिबेट, the start of Operation Sindoor, and before the debate, before Operation Sindoor. So obviously what Mr. Jaishankar was saying was at the start of Operation Sindoor, when it has already begun. It doesn't matter after the start whether you inform Pakistan after 30 seconds or 3 hours or 30 hours. You inform them after, not before the Operation Sindoor. Ye clear ho gaya. Number 2, you look at the speciousness of the remarks of Mr. Pawan Khera. मतलब नहीं, एक आई डिड नॉट इंटरप्ट यू यार, मेरा चांस 30 मिनट्स बाद है. अगर आप कहो तो, अगर आप डरे ना हो तो मैं आपसे भी एक सवाल पूछ लूं निखिल. अगर आप में डर का माहौल ना हो तो. नाविका, विद योर परमिशन.
यस, प्लीज गो ऑन.
Okay, so Mr. Nikhil, and I do it in spirit of camaraderie because you're a great friend, so you will answer in truthfulness like my good friend Vivek has, so please bear with me. I heard Mr. Pawan Khera's press conference, and what he said, alleged, other than that Mukhbir hai, spy hai, ye wo chodo, wo to allegations hai. He said that India forewarned terrorists. अब लॉजिक क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं. मसूद अजहर के 10 फैमिली मेंबर्स मारे गए. अगर मसूद अजहर को पहले पता होता कि इंडिया उसके टेरर हाइडआउट पे स्ट्राइक करने वाली है, तो वो क्या अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स को वहां से हटाता कि नहीं हटाता? प्लीज आंसर. Yes or no?
My good friend Dr. Anand Ranganathan is missing the point that Masood Azhar is the kind of fanatic who sends his own family members as suicide bombers. He is the kind of person who lets his own family die so that he can cry around Pakistan and spend his radicalism.
He was also there in that building. Do you know that? Do you know he was also there in the building? अगर उनको पहले से पता होता तो वो खुद और अपने फैमिली मेंबर वहां से
my friend, I don't. No. Okay.
Navika, will you please clarify? You have yourself confirmed. Navika, you have yourself confirmed that Masood Azhar was in that building.
What Jaishankar said.
Yes. Yes.
Nikhil, your poster.
You know, Nikhil Jain, you know.
This is the flowchart, Anand, that you needed to show.
Yes.
You are proving what we were saying.
Well, you know.
But by the way, let me just put one point.
No. I have 2 more.
No. One line. One line. The 1974 fact was actually put out by Anand Ranganathan first. Let me put it on record.
Okay. Anand.
नाविका 2 स्ट्राइक्स हो गई, अभी ब्रह्मोस बाकी है. प्लीज
नाविका,
अब ये ब्रह्मोस किस पे?
15 seconds for that. Can I have 15 seconds?
No, Nikhil Jain, no.
15 seconds for that.
Objection overruled.
2 स्ट्राइक्स हुई हैं, अभी ब्रह्मोस बाकी है, और ये रहा ब्रह्मोस. नाविका, ये सवाल आपसे है. आपने पिछले 15 दिन में देखा है अमेजिंग स्टैंड बाय सम ऑपोजिशन लीडर्स हु आर एडवोकेटिंग इंडिया स्टैंड एंड हु हैव बीन वॉसिफिक in their condemnation of Pakistan. Can you name one such Congress leader, Navika? उनका नाम बता दीजिए.
Asaduddin Owaisi of the AIMIM I've become a fan of because he's taken such a national
Congress leader.
India Congress first stand. But
Congress leader
Shashi Tharoor, who they don't
correct.
like.
Now let me finish. Now
who they don't like.
Yes. Now you see, here is the Brahmos. कांग्रेस 10 नाम फॉरवर्ड कर दे, 20 नाम फॉरवर्ड कर दे, आई डोंट माइंड, कर दो अपने मान. लेकिन टू ओमिट शशि थरूर, व्हाट कुड बी द रीजन? पूरा देश देख रहा है कि भले ही 20 कांग्रेसियों ने इंडिया का स्टैंड लिया, लेकिन शशि थरूर ने भी तो लिया. व्हाई डिडंट दे चूज शशि थरूर?
No, Vivek Srivastava, I want to understand. Okay, you are saying the party has to decide. Is Shashi Tharoor not a congressman? Is Manish Tiwari not a congressman? Is Anand Sharma not a congressman? Is Salman Khurshid not a congressman? Have these people not enjoyed? Shashi Tharoor even today is right now sitting in the standing committee as chairman of the standing committee on external affairs. Why is he there if the Congress cannot send him for external affairs issues?
मैडम सुन लीजिए.
ना क्या सुन लूं?
अब आप सुन लीजिए, प्लीज लेट मी स्पीक. बड़ी साफ सी बात है, पार्टी फर्स्ट, जैसे आप कहते हैं
नेशन फर्स्ट, माय डियर. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. वेल, QED, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, this was important, and I can we just take the bite of Vivek Srivastava and do it in the loop thrice? Party first, not nation first. This has been exposed on the NewsHour tonight, and Sushant Sareen, QED, do I need to add party is being kept first, politics of the party is being kept ahead of interest of the nation. So what will you call these people?
play करिए जरा.
हाँ मैं करूँगी, बिल्कुल करूँगी.
Play my bite.
I will, sir.
Play my bite.
Giving it to you, sir, it has to be edited. Like you edited the bite of Jai Shankar, I will have to edit your bite and bring it back. Hold on, Sushant Sareen. In the meanwhile.
No, show me my bite.
I will show you ना. चिल्लाने से नहीं होगा.
Just like nation first.
By the time Sushant Sareen completes his point, I will replay it for you. Vivek Srivastava, have a glass of cold water. Come on.
Either you should be stated, otherwise he keeps heckling.
इस्लामाबाद पे कब्जा हो गया.
आप चाइना पे करो ना.
एक मिनट नाविका. हाँ विवेक और बोलो. बोलो. पॉट शुरू कर लो ना यार अपना. यू लव
आप करते हो वो देशद्रोह है. क्या है देशद्रोह?
जी को गुस्सा मत दिलाओ.
कांग्रेस देशद्रोही, राहुल देशद्रोही, कम्युनिस्ट देशद्रोही, समाजवादी पार्टी देशद्रोही, एक भाजपा देशभक्त. ये तरीका है कोई?
नहीं और बोलो.
इंदिरा गांधी देशद्रोही, ये बैठा हुआ शहजाद पूना वाला है ना. ये बैठा हुआ शहजाद पूना वाला कहता है इंदिरा गांधी.
आप जयशंकर को बोल दो तो ठीक है, और हम फैक्ट प्रेजेंट करें तो आपके पेट में आ. चलिए ओके, मैं प्रूव करता हूँ.
और बोलो.
जयशंकर की वजह से
मैं प्रूव करता हूँ.
एक मिनट. नो, सुशांत hasn't spoken.
वार्निंग मिली. आगे आतंकवादी.
अच्छा, ऑल राइट. अच्छा, ओके. विवेक श्रीवास्तव, तबीयत खराब हो जाएगी, आराम से. You'll have health issues. Please. Sushant Sareen.
I'm absolutely fit and fine.
Good. Happy to know that.
I don't know. I don't know he was attached to my hip when he was born. But the moment I start opening my mouth, his mouth opens up. I don't know what I'm doing to him. So, no, really. Okay, so Navika, one. For Communist Party has always come first. Their loyalty has always been to the party, and they think maybe for other parties and other people it's also the same. So I'm not surprised that Vivek Srivastava has said what he has said. Number two, my belief is that people who are going to go in these delegations outside India are representing the country. They're not representing their parties. Okay, and I think Anand asked a very valid question that some of the most articulate people in the Congress party, for example, have been picked up. People like Manish Tiwari, people like Shashi Tharoor, they are not BJP guys. They have gone hammer and tongs at BJP on multiple occasions, or in fact on every occasion. But for some reason, because they are not going against because they are not mouthing the kind of despicable things that have come out of Pawan Khera's mouth, maybe they are unacceptable.
Who decides the cabinet? Who decides the cabinet is the Prime Minister. So let the parties decide whom they want to send.
यार नाविका ये तो कोई तरीका नहीं है यार. मेरे को
lowering your fader, Vivek Srivastava. You are interrupting him. Make your point, Sushant.
Vivek का कमर.
Because this is what the communist culture is. You know, they can't handle any debate. They will have to interfere. Because I don't know, something happens to them. So I really can't figure this out. Now, a couple of things, Navika. One, there's a cricket match taking place between India and Pakistan. Okay, the Pakistanis score maybe 100 runs. The Indians thram them in 4 overs. Okay, in precisely 4 overs, we thram them. But Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma get out. Now, nobody is celebrating the Indian win, but these communists and these Congresses are saying, why did Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli get out? Assuming they got out. Now, what is this logic? What are the kind of things these guys are even looking at? It's mind-boggling. Secondly, this whole business of IMF. Why was the IMF loan given? Yeah, the IMF loan has been there in the pipeline for over a year. This is the second tranche which has been given. Why don't you guys read up something? Read up how the IMF distributes loans, on what basis it distributes loan. At least for the first time, the Indians put their foot down and are now working overtime to deny them whatever they can get. And look at the kind of conditions that the IMF has now put on the Pakistanis. Imagine those conditions being put on any sovereign country. These Pakistanis keep going up and down.
No, but details is not what they really want to get in. And let me, Vivek Srivastava, you wanted to hear yourself? Please hear yourself. I'm playing out your own soundbite. I'm playing out. Now you hold on. Don't show me a finger. Hold on. Listen in.
Arey, the party is bigger than the person. Party member से बड़ी होती है भाई साहब, because the party is bigger than Tharoor. अरे, the party is bigger than the person. Party member से बड़ी होती है भाई साहब, because the party is bigger than Tharoor. अरे, the party is bigger than the person.
We are talking about the nation. You are saying the party is bigger. The party is bigger. We are talking about the nation representing India's point of view in the world. Now, 1 minute. People are asking questions. Ashish Khurana, these parties present clipped videos to harm Bharat. Ajit asking the question, will Congress's desperation lead to another Bangladesh in India? Abhishek, in a war, who asks for losses of our own nation? Varun, the question is that is being asked for. Is Congress ready to betray Bharat? These are the questions coming from the citizens of India.
Vivek ji, just 20-30 seconds. जिस प्रकार से Vivek ji was tempting his fate with Sushant Sareen, मुझे लगा कमर चीमा वाला bomb कहीं land ना हो जाए. But thank God Sushant Sareen did not escalate the matter, quote unquote. But having said that, 3 small points. Sir, Mr. Vivek ji, you're a good friend of mine. Tharoor ji was taking the nation stand. And then when you say that the party stand, which is to question the Indian version and to bat for the Chinese goods and to say that India ka ye down ho gaya, wo down ho gaya, when it has been said Indian assets have not been affected, then it is putting party above nation. Point number 1. Plus, sir, 10 seconds. 10 seconds more. Sir, 10 seconds. Now, you are a great nationalist. You are my friend. Sir, you're not a nationalist. You're not a nationalist. Achha, sun lijiye na. Vivek ji, I'm not interrupting. Vivek, there's no time.
I'm short of time. I'm going
Vivek
to
ji, very important, please. 20 seconds.
No, 20 seconds. No, now 10.
5 seconds. Okay. Vivek ji, if somebody says ki army and navy should be disbanded, he's a traitor, no? Here, yes. Suno.
India's laborers, India's farmers, India's workers, you will not need the army, navy and air force to be...
Rahul Gandhi says we don't need army, navy, air force.
What?
And by the way, lastly, Ghanshyam ji, JP Narayan was called traitor by Indira Gandhi's party.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we even did a survey. We asked this question on social media. Is Congress echoing Pakistan's line by targeting Operation Sindoor? Yes, say 88% of the people. No, say 10%. Can't say 2%. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very clear. The nation's mood is on one side. The opposition parties on the other side. And the opposition parties probably do not even want to listen in to some amount of, mediocre conscience that is coming in from Sharad Pawar, who says this is not the time to ask questions and it is the government's right to choose a delegation and send it abroad. It's in the service of the nation that this is being done. But to find politics, not only in the delegations that have to go abroad, but also to look at India's own government, own foreign affairs minister and call him a traitor, call him a mole for Pakistan. How correct is that? That's the question people of India are asking. Is this opposition something that they're doing to feature in Pakistan's dossier? Well, that is something that we will see in days to come. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.